Ever wonder how big the backrooms actually are?
And where they came from?
We're going to talk about that and more in today's show. Salutations, good people. Welcome to the CS Podcast, where we create stuff, or if you're Trey,
Create shit.
and today we've got our hands and our imaginations absolutely full with,
The Backrooms.
yes, the backrooms that have stolen our hearts and royally screwed with our minds.
Yep. If I was, if I was not a lazy editor, I would no clip myself through this floor.
Oh.
that would have been the back had just gone.
Oh, yeah.
But ain't nobody got time for that. It's 11:37 Thursday, and this drops noon on Fridays.
Oh, that's right. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's true.
So,
Hey, I'm going to have a real estate video to you
Okay.
probably by the end of tomorrow.
okay.
Thanks in advance.
So, yes, we were talking about the Backrooms. So, I've never played the game. Just going to throw that out there. I also never experienced the creepypasta.
The lore.
Yeah.
Taking a deep dive.
Yeah. So,
Pun intended.
right. So we actually just, so I've seen the short film before, but you had not. So we just watched it before we hit record.
Right.
And you were like, hey, we should talk about the Backrooms. I was like, hey, let's do that.
That's actually, when we started talking about doing topical things,
Yeah.
I thought the backrooms had crossed my mind. So it's insanely funny that you
Yeah.
brought this up and we needed a topic.
Yep.
I never told you that. It sounds like I'm full of crap now, but I'd actually thought about the backrooms being a topic.
You keep drinking that coffee and you just might be.
I won't be. It'll just,
So yeah. So
I will be void of crap.
just no clips through your asshole.
It just came right out my back room. Right out the back door of the back room. I was looking for a solution and an answer to how to escape the back rooms. And this coffee,
That's your answer then.
there's its expedited.
So you asked, and I have also been wondering, you go, okay, where did it start?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, because I didn't know about the creepypasta. I was like, okay, well, like, I think the short film came first. No,
No, it didn't.
The creepypasta came
Yeah, the
first.
creepypasta came first.
Like 2015, 2016, somewhere around in there, maybe earlier, later, give or take.
Right.
I don't actually, I wrote it down after the fact. I should have wrote it down while I was looking at stuff. But then the game came out in 2019. And then the short film came out in 2022. Oh, you got facts?
This is completely different from anything we just
said.
read.
Okay.
But it is Theories Backrooms Wiki -fandom.
No, okay.
The question was, who created the backrooms? The backrooms are thought to have been created when the Exalted One,
Oh, this is lore. Okay.
a member of the Empyrean, if I'm saying that right, race, artificially increased the elevation of an underwater continent, which resulted in the creation of the backrooms.
That sounds made up.
Yeah, no way this happened. I'm calling BS.
What an interesting bit of lore.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we were talking about like who started it.
Yeah, where did I think it was just like I don't know if it was an anonymous user with the creepypasta or if there was an actual, because a lot of those creepypasta get lost, right? Like the idea of the creepypasta is it needs to not have an origin. So to that extent, there's probably a very well thought out, educated guess on who actually created the Backrooms.
Right.
But we may or may not know. But yeah, so it definitely started, according to Wikipedia, with a picture on 4chan, in the paranormal 4chan thread, and it was like a picture of like a liminal space.
Yes.
And it's really funny, liminal spaces, because I told you this off mic. Within the past like 2 weeks, I've gotten into the liminal spaces subreddit, like just randomly. I was like, oh, this is cool. Like this is a cool aesthetic. Like I like it, and it's nice to pop up on my thread. And I never crossed my mind to think of the Backrooms as liminal space, but it absolutely is.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Well, I think the Backrooms now, like in this 2022, all that year, it was the Backrooms became a thing, and the word liminal space was right along with it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I don't think I've heard, prior to this year, or last year, I guess, 2023, holy crap.
yeah,
I don't know if that word was in my vocabulary.
I don't know that it was for me either, but it could be a memory like the Backrooms that never was there, or was the memory.
Yeah, so you talked about that, your first experience watching this.
So the first time I ever saw the word backroom, and then I saw a video or clip. I don't know if I was watching the game, if I was watching what we just watched. I can't remember if it was might have been a TikTok.
Probably it got big on TikTok, according to sources.
It did. There for a while, I was on backroom TikTok, and it just wouldn't go away.
Yeah.
Just like the thing. Yeah. So,
okay.
There I am sweating because I'm like wondering where I've seen this before.
Yeah.
How have I been here?
How have you been to the Backrooms? Yeah.
Never been there at all. And it just made me feel like I was watching something from my past. It made me feel uncomfortable.
What if you did? What if you no clip through reality, but when you come back, you don't really remember it? It's just a hazy memory.
I don't know, but I think for me, if I did no clip, it was in a JCPenney.
That's a good place to no clip.
I mean, I feel like that department store vibe.
Yeah.
With the fluorescent lights, shopping with my mom. Maybe that's why it makes me feel uncomfortable, because I was shopping with my mom. That's
it. We figured it out.
Backrooms explained, debunked.
Yep.
I'm no longer afraid of them. Never mind. But yeah, it made me feel so uncomfortable. And I'm like, what are people saying about this?
Yeah.
And I almost felt like somebody was going to be saying the same thing. Every comment said, why does this make me feel uneasy? Why does this make me uncomfortable? And for me, it became like a phenomenon that I wanted to know everything about, but that I also did not want to explore whatsoever. It is so fascinating.
It's crazy. It didn't have that effect on me.
Interesting.
I don't know why. I guess because I kept seeing the game on Steam.
Yeah.
And I just got tired of seeing it.
You just were numb to it before it became a thing for you.
And so like I was like, okay, this is a video. So my curiosity was, which came first, the chicken or the egg, right?
Yeah.
And so I clicked on the video and I watched it, and like, I mean, it's unsettling in the sense of, and it could be just different background here. I was like, okay, so there's no music, so it's just nat sound, which I thought was really impressive to create that unsettling vibe. It's almost like A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
If you've seen that, there's like not a whole lot of music. It's all just nat sound and really quiet.
Right.
And him breathing and going through, and occasionally he'll say something. So I guess I watched it from that perspective instead. So it was definitely unsettling, but I never felt like, man, I feel like I've been here before. Or this like. And I was really impressed with the design. Mm-hmm. So I saw it from that perspective in the sense I was kicking myself.
It doesn't take much to impress you, does it?
No, it doesn't. Well, I was kicking myself because I was like, the simplicity of this.
Yeah.
Just big, open, square rooms with fluorescent lights on the ceiling, carpet. But it's very effective. Mm-hmm. And it does make you feel unsettled. And I was like, man, like I thought about it from the sense of, if I created the Backrooms, I'd have made it really convoluted and complex and whatnot, because that's what I would have thought to go for horror. But because he kept it so simple, because the premise is so simple, I think adds to that creepiness.
Well, I think as we evolve just with digesting media in general, when you think back, like why were the older horror movies so effective versus now? Because they were so simple.
Yep.
Michael Myers, plain white mask, nothing crazy. He didn't have any wild designs.
Yeah.
Just a psycho killer stalking people in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
It was simple.
And it still holds up.
It still holds up because it's relatable. It's like, well, not relatable, but I mean,
I was like, damn.
Dude, there's so much of my past I haven't told you about.
Say, yeah.
No. It's I guess it it relates to the real world. Like it's not, The Conjuring, sure, spirits, if that, that could be a thing.
It's terrifying, but
right.
There's something to be had about practical effects, and
exactly.
Granted, the Backrooms it was CG, but I mean, it looked real enough that it's practical. But
right. Well, as we evolve in digesting media, we become, I guess, so numb to the simplistic things that people, and this is a great thing. This is where creativity comes from.
Yeah.
Where people try to, go after the next biggest.
You keep topping.
Thrill.
You have to top it. You have to top it.
Exactly.
Top it. It's like Dragon Ball Z.
Exactly. And of course, I can relate everything back to pro wrestling.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, wrestling purists would say that it's too over the top. It's more gymnastics than anything.
Yeah.
It's taken away from what makes a good, solid, old-fashioned wrestling match. Some would say that it's watered down now. That a guy can, deliver a quadruple.
He can arm a chain.
Sure.
Yeah.
He could quadruple everything.
Yeah.
And the guy's going to kick out at 2. It's like, well, the only thing left to do to the guy is shoot him with a gun. Maybe he won't kick out now. It's watered down.
He'd still kick out.
Exactly. So with horror and creativity and stuff like that, but with the Backrooms, it's effective because it goes back to being simplistic.
It's so funny you relate. I'm gonna piggyback off that wrestling. The wrestling purists. Mm-hmm. There are, as we discovered, Backrooms purists.
Right.
Which is interesting that
they're not a fan of the expansion of it.
Yeah. There are expansionists, and there are. I don't think they're called purists, but it was some similar term.
Yeah.
But you have the expansionists that like, okay, let's expand on this. Okay, you've got level 2, so this looks like a different kind of, or level 1. So level 0 is what you see as the quote unquote Backrooms with the
yellow
JC
wallpaper.
Penney. Yeah, JCPenney. Then level 1 is like industrial. Level 2 is something else. I don't remember what
was it. The service tunnels or was
service
that?
tunnels? That was it.
Okay.
Yeah, service tunnels. So they're and they're entities, and so
Yes.
I guess in the original Backrooms there may not have been an entity that may have added as an extra layer over time, which I think is pretty interesting. As far as I'm concerned, I guess I could consider myself an expansionist because I find that stuff interesting. I like to dive deeper and go, okay, well, what else could be down here?
Yeah.
I mean, it's creepy in and of itself. Like I think about, because it's supposed to be like 600 million square miles,
right,
of just that. And I think like myself falling into that, I don't know what would be scarier to me. Being all alone in 600 million square miles
that you can't see.
Yeah. Or knowing that there is something in there. I don't know which is scarier to me.
I think after a while, I think the mental breakdown would start, and I would want to see the entity.
Yeah.
Knowing that there's 600 what if there was just one entity and you were dropped in there?
In all of that.
You have no idea where it's at.
And you're on 2 completely different sides of the map.
Right. I would be like, I don't know if he wants to kill me, or I don't know, maybe he's into smoking cigars. I'm not, but I'd have one with him if he's the only freaking thing down here for 600 million miles.
Yeah.
But like, I would go looking for him.
Yep.
If he's gonna rip my throat out, cool. If we're gonna be best buds and try to find a way out of here ourselves, cool.
Yeah.
Maybe he lacks something that I've got to help him out, and he's got something I need.
That's what we do. We create our own
like
versions.
pincers.
We create our own version of the Backrooms, but it's a buddy cop movie. So
Okay.
you go down in there and you befriend the entity, and now you got to get out of the Backrooms.
And he's just like,
And the entity can be Dwayne the Rock Johnson, and you can be Kevin Hart.
oh my god.
It'll be the next big thing, I promise.
The monster, all he can say is sludge. And you just befriend him. And it's like, well, can you use your big weird claw blades to chop through this area? Sludge. And I'm just like, all right, come on, Sludge, let's get out of here.
The old Sludge. That's his. I don't know what his actual name is in the community. We probably just pissed off a bunch of Backrooms purists and expansionists, but whatever his name is,
What if
Boxhead.
What if it's Sledge?
Sledge.
And I was like,
Was his,
close.
Rainbow. Who is it? Rainbow Six.
Yeah,
Sledge.
I think.
Yeah, that was
Either that or we just pissed off a bunch of Rainbow Six purists.
So we were talking about, because you said, I mean, it made you highly unsettled, along with other people, and so
it raised my heart rate. Like it's so weird that video can have that effect. I mean, clearly you can watch something on a video and it makes you feel a way, but for something so simple, well, it kind of makes me wonder if we remember, it was one of the old episodes that we did, and I had just seen something on Rogan. He was talking about that a long time ago, a version of the vampire existed.
Oh yeah,
and it was symmetry. It was 90-degree angles.
Yeah, 90 degrees. I couldn't.
They were so advanced, but when they looked at 90-degree angles, it screwed with the wiring in their brain, and they couldn't handle it. So now they're extinct because
we built houses.
We built buildings and
Yeah.
and all that, but the hibernation period that they would go into,
Yeah.
and how they were us, but just like superhuman, because we're the alpha on planet Earth.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's above us. Clearly, there are animals that could tear us to shreds,
like a
but
shark or like an orca.
right.
Yeah.
But I mean, we could design traps and things to kill them, wipe the planet free of animals if we wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there used to be. I mean, we have the ability.
Yeah.
But then you've got like this super being, it's a vampire. So what if I'm one of these vampires, and there's other ones like me?
And the back room is what's breaking you.
The back rooms is what's like breaking our brain down, and
You're so highly advanced, it's not 90 degrees anymore. It's just liminal spaces.
just liminal spaces in general. It makes us uncomfortable because it's like,
Yeah.
Pops died from looking at one of these too long. Blah, blah, blah. Sludge.
Little sludge.
And you being the inferior human, you're cool with it.
Yeah, it's fine with me. It's fine by me.
So if backrooms unsettle you, hey, fist bump. Vampires unite. Oh, man.
I genuinely think part of it is that it preys on the unknown, right? So the thought that there is 600...
Just like us.
Yeah. Sure. So 600 million miles, right? And I mean, this kid, I mean, I guess if you don't know the lore, you don't know that. But as you watch the video or play the game, like, it just goes on. So the idea is like, what's here? Where's the start? Where's the beginning? Because you're just plopped right in the middle, right?
Right.
And so it's like, is there something behind me? Is there something in front of me? Is there something to the left, the right? Am I in here alone? What am I in here with? What is this? That
Right.
fear of the unknown, first of all.
Is this a P.F. Chang's?
And the second thing is whatever that term was that was coined in the Book of Sorrow shit, whatever. It was in the Wikipedia. I don't know, man. I don't know, son. It was just in the article. But it was some kind of term that was whatever, and it's like that is used to describe a space that should be filled with people but is not, or a place that should be busy or
like a
whatever.
Bustling.
Yeah, but there's a word. They have those like passing words, like the word that like the word where the thought pops in your head that you're like, everybody that you pass has their own thoughts and experiences separate to your own.
Right.
And like that's this big epiphany. Like there's, anyways.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
If backrooms was a sentence or a description,
Yeah.
that just messed with me because I feel like I know exactly what you're saying, and I can't conjure up the word.
Yeah. So this idea that the back rooms looks like a place that should be filled with people, should be bustling. Your J.C. Penney that you thought of. For me, oddly enough, it kind of reminded me of a bowling alley.
Yeah.
And so, bowling alley, J.C. Penney's warehouse, whatever the back room signifies or means to you, to where you normally see a ton of people, and now it's empty. That's also, I'm sure, unsettling. It's kind of the same feeling that you get. You ever like go out on Christmas Day? Like we'll go to my parents or something, and so you're driving down the street, and there should be people driving on the road or on the interstate or at the stores, but there's not.
Yeah.
It's that same feeling.
Post-apocalyptic, just void.
Yeah.
The word
Yeah.
void comes to mind.
So I think a combination of both of those, the unknown and that it looks like it should be filled with people and it's not.
Yeah.
It's highly unsettling.
I agree. I would love to dive into the psychology of this.
Yeah.
Because there's got to be reasons. I mean, there is why it made me feel uncomfortable. Why it reminded you of a bowling alley. It jogged maybe some kind of sense of nostalgia with you.
Odd that it was nostalgia for me and yours was like fear.
Well, it honestly, I wouldn't say it was just fear. It was just unsettling.
Yeah.
Like it conjured up a point in my life or made me feel like it was attached to some memory.
Yeah.
That may have existed, may have just been a dream.
Yeah.
It's so hazy. You'd have to be in my head.
I mean, it could be like an old dream or something, considering it's very much a dreamlike space.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of what it really boils down to, I think it's a very primal fear in the sense that we as a species are born and bred for companionship, for relationships,
Right.
whether that be friends, I mean, we looked at wolves at one point and said friend. And domesticated dogs. Like that is the human experience. We want friends. We don't want to be alone.
Well, heck, I just said I would make friends with sludge.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna kill me. Nah, man. He's gonna be friends.
If he
I'm gonna
does.
domesticate him.
Right.
Domesticated sludge. That's a good band name.
Hey. It's the story of my marriage. My
good.
past life. My past.
That's why it reminds you. There we go. We cracked the code.
My mom. And my former marriage. There we go.
There we go. We figured it out.
Wow. We're turning over all kinds of stones today. Oh, well.
Yeah, I think there's your answer. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe we'll get a psychologist or something on with us if we know one.
Right. And I said, I literally, even if it kills me, it just, I would like to be its friend.
See?
Yeah.
I think it really boils down to a very...
And being desperate, maybe. If we're still talking about the two. I don't know.
So, yeah, I think somebody along the lines, whoever created the Backrooms, maybe they had the forethought of... This taps into a very primal fear. That's why this is weird and creepy.
Yeah.
Or maybe they didn't. They were just sharing it and people latched onto it and kind of gave it a life of its own. Who knows?
Even the word backrooms. Why is it called backrooms?
I always think of the mall when I hear that. I've never been in the like quote unquote back rooms of the mall. Like, the rat tunnels that the people come in and out of work with, but that's kind of what I imagine it to be like.
Well, see, that was honestly the name itself.
Yeah.
I've this whole time I've not mentioned that it was the name itself that I think contributed to those feelings almost just as much as the space itself.
I can see that.
I mean, it had almost as much power on me as the space itself, should I say.
That's cool.
Like the back rooms. I'm like, back rooms. I think the first thing I thought was, should I know what this is? I feel like I should know what a back room is.
Yeah.
I've known this all my life,
right? Yeah, it does sound like something.
And the way it looks, I'm like, okay, clearly like behind, like if you worked at a department store, this is where you go to check inventory or something. But it meant more than that to me for some reason.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just full of crap.
Keep drinking that coffee.
Comment down below. Are you full of crap too? Are you like me? Or are you the superior being? Or do backrooms sit well with you and you're like Trey?
Who knows? But you can let us know by leaving a comment on this video or leaving a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and do you follow some Apple Podcasts? I don't know how Apple Podcasts work. Just do whatever you need to on Apple Podcasts and help us out. You could follow us on Spotify. I know you can do that. And you can leave 5-star reviews on Spotify. You just can't write anything, I don't think. I think it's just a star system. You can also follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at officialcspod.
We're going to start posting indigestion. Excuse me. We're going to start posting content to TikTok.
We are.
It is a team effort.
It is.
You're like, yeah, now hold up your end there, bud.
I'm not on TikTok, so they're not posted.
Oh, no, not yet.
Okay.
I've not edited them yet.
That's fine.
But you sending me the clips, it's perfect.
Okay.
Hey, if you'd like to work for next to nothing and help us out and be our social media manager, we've got an open position.
Just email us at pleasehelpus.com.
Yes. Or
I don't know.
at official C, or our email is not at official C as well.
No, it's thecspod@gmail.com. I had to think about it. It's been a while since I've used the email.
What if our email was at C? You can't do special characters in emails, can you?
Well, there's an @Gmail. Or if we ever got a website, it could be at thecspodcast.com.
Yeah.
info@cspodcast.com.
And I'm gonna say the official pod at Gmail.
Yeah.
I don't know, just at. Never mind. Until next time. Oh, I've been the Scottish Hush Puppy, and I got some food to go eat.
Until next time, my ghastly gang, stay spooky.
Ooh, back rooms.
Jordan Bell stirred. Jordan Bell stirred.
Create shit. Build anything. Make it real.
I've been getting dirty money, Jordan Bell third. Stacking penny stocks while I'm flipping these birds. Sipping on Ciroc, trip 'em up with the words. I done popped the molly and I think it's be my third.